But at the point that Miss Benning did physically pass away, it was essentially Dr. Carney was my primary point of contact, because she too, from us talking, was going to be in contact with the toxicology and the various labs, because I don't know how to interpret the lab results the way a physician does, a forensic pathologist.
Well, and that same forensic pathologist that you're speaking about did not rule this case a homicide, did she?
No, she ruled it undetermined.
Was there any surveillance that was recovered as a result of this case?
There were a few limited clips right outside of Miss Benning's door.
Did you have access to the entire video?
I was given access, but I was not aware that I was given access until the video was gone.
Until what?
Until the video had already been overwritten.
Well, you were able to see some things at some point, weren't you?
Yes. While we were executing the search warrant, my supervisor had an email that he showed me that showed a clip of Nigea and Keontae arriving, another clip of them leaving, and I believe there was a couple of still shots of Blaise arriving and coming out of the apartment, and that was all I saw at that time. And that was on a long email chain that I didn't know about at that time, the full extent. I did not read all the way down that to the bottom of that email chain. I found out about it much, much later, that the property manager had actually given me access to their camera systems, but by the time I found out about that, it had already been overwritten. So I wish I'd pulled that video, the full video, but I did not.
If there was an actual video of that night, of Mr. Taylor coming and going, of Nigea Jackson and Keontae coming and going, of those women who went in there and removed evidence out of the scene, that would have been some crucial evidence for this case, would it not?
Just the videos of people coming and going from her apartment?
Yes.
Well, it was consistent with what I had already been told, so I already knew they were coming and going.
Well, it could have been Danny coming and going too, couldn't it?
I have no reason to think that.
But in a homicide investigation, you didn't secure to ensure that any surveillance was in fact captured.
No, I did not.
You were also told that the women who went in there and removed crucial evidence was told to do so by Ms. Franklin's son, who's a police officer.
I wasn't clear on who the relative was, but I was told a law enforcement officer out of state had advised to do that.
Did you check to see if there was in fact a law enforcement officer who instructed 4 women to go into a crime scene and remove evidence without the assistance of the police?
I did not follow up with that police officer, no.
Would you have thought that that would have been important to find out who instructed them to do that? Because it somewhat contaminated your scene, didn't it?
It was my position at the time that that comforter should have been recovered earlier in the night by police with our department, and I didn't feel that their actions were inappropriate given that some other investigators with our department didn't go seize that comforter earlier in the night.
Well, let me ask you this. If Mr. Taylor would have gone in there and removed evidence out of the scene, would you feel the same way?
Oh, no, not at all.
Have you learned throughout the course of your investigation the timing of the medical incident? And what I mean by that is, have you tried to line up whether or not what Mr. Taylor has said in regards to the calling of 911, when Nigea called him, when EMS arrived, did you do the work to see whether or not Mr. Taylor's rendition of the facts lined up with the truth?
I did check to see, I did document and check to see when 911 was called, and I did check and verify when the call was placed to Miss Jackson, as well as the call Mr. Taylor placed to his father prior to calling 911, and then subsequent calls after that between with Miss Jackson calling back to Miss Benning's phone, and then several more calls later into the night up to the point that she was at the hospital.
And in fact, those calls to 911, the calls to his dad, the calls from Miss Jackson, all of those lined up exactly the way Mr. Taylor said they did, didn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
When Mr. Taylor arrived at the hospital behind the ambulance, did you learn that any police officer that wanted to speak with him, he spoke with them?
I'm aware that some officers spoke with him. I'm not sure if any were turned away, but yes, I'm aware some spoke with him. It appeared that he was speaking to anybody that came to him from everybody that I'm aware of talking to him.
And did you learn that there was nothing inconsistent about what he said to any of them?
That's correct.
Did you learn that he stayed there the entire time until he was told to leave?
Yes.
And that it was only because he was told to leave that he left?
I don't know what his reasoning for leaving was. I just know that he was told to leave.
In your investigation, you have just testified about Mr. Taylor talking to another woman.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor was not the only person in this relationship that was talking to someone else romantically, was he?
There was definitely several references to prior incidents with her seeing other men.
In fact, it was instances where Miss Benning was dating Mr. Taylor and someone else at the same time.
I'm sorry?
When you looked through Miss Benning's phone, did you see that she too was dating someone else at the same time that she was dating Mr. Taylor?
I didn't get the impression that she was necessarily dating anyone else. I know she had guy friends that she would talk to and an ex-boyfriend that she was still close to who lived out of state. And I'm aware she went and visited California with a friend and met up with a guy out there, but I don't know that they were in a dating relationship.
Certainly you saw and read text messages that would suggest that she was romantically interested in other men.
Objection, Your Honor. The state submits there's not a basis for this question.
Your Honor, the state may
Without
be
adding all of your adjectives, rephrase your question.
Miss Benning, well, let me say this. Mr. Taylor was not the only one in this relationship who was seeing other people.
I don't know that Miss Benning was dating anybody else romantically, for certain, no.
Did you see any romantic text messages or pictures being sent?
Objection, Your Honor. This has been asked and answered.
He hasn't.
I don't see that. Do you know of any?
I didn't remember seeing any that I specifically think that made me think, okay, she's dating this person also. I definitely saw some like friendly text messages with an ex and things like that, but I didn't get the impression there was a current relationship going.
I'm not going to disrespect.
Excuse me?
No. You had to give a declaration in this case, did you not, at some point?
What are you talking about?
A statement that you had to write in reference to this case. an affidavit?
Of search warrants and things of that nature?
Yes.
Yes, I've written affidavits for search warrants.
And
I'm objecting to the relevance if she's following up with a question about that.
it was the basis, your affidavits were the basis of being able to retrieve devices of Mr. Taylor's, were they not?
But I'm objecting to any questions about that.
What's your objection?
My objection is that it's not relevant.
I don't know.
The devices that were seized from Mr. Taylor.
What is your question?
You seized devices from Mr. Taylor.
He's answered that.
You seized 11 devices.
That's already been testified to. You were wanting to ask something about an affidavit.
Yes, in regards to the affidavit that you put information about